Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood. I'm here to do my Halloween video. I'm doing this video to give my thoughts about the characters who are returning in the movie Halloween Kills. You know, you pretty much have a lot of characters that are returning from the original Halloween, which is John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween. You have Tommy Doyle, who Laurie Strode was babysitting that night. You have Lindsay Wallace, who who Annie was babysitting that night, but then later uh, she took her over the Laurie Strode. Sometimes I do hear people say, well, wasn't Laurie babysitting both of them? Not at first. Um, that's I could see why that's a misconception, actually. Because when you think about it, you do think of Laurie. I mean, she does end up babysitting them both. Um, which is just funny to think about. Um, you have, oh goodness, the nurse that was Nurse Winnington, who was with Marriott Winnington, who was with Dr. Loomis, when Michael Myers escaped. I think that's the one I'm curious about the most out of all these returns. Not so much Lonnie Elam or Elam, he's returning too. Simply because I'm actually going to watch Halloween 1 and 2 here very soon. You know, and Halloween 2 to me is probably the best sequel to an original movie. I mean, everything in it is amazing, and I love that twist. And Marrington Whittington, that character, she was a part of that. So they're bringing that character back, and we haven't seen her since the original Halloween. Remember, they retconned this, and there's no Halloween 2. So this is only going off the original, and that's something, or also Halloween 2018 as well. But it's not like we saw any of those characters in a previous installment. It'll be 41 years later that, well, we see those characters. The reason I find her the most curious out of all this is, again, I keep going back to Halloween 2. The bombshell of bombshells was dropped in that movie. She tells Dr. Loomis, that Strode girl, that's Michael Myers' sister. And when you hear that, it just punches you straight in the goddamn face. It's just like, it's one of those moments where you go, holy shit. To me, I felt twice as sorry for Laurie at that exact moment, and it made me think how sinister Michael Myers really was and sadistic he really was. I mean, I know many people have felt it made him more like human, but no, not me. I can't see how. I mean, he started these murders with killing his older sister Judith. I didn't think he was more human or, had a heart about it when he did it. So when I think about that bombshell that was dropped in the original Halloween 2, I don't think you're ever going to get something that bombshell dropping it from her in this. There's no topping. Well, that's Michael Myers' sister. There's no. The only thing to me that could top that, well, there is one thing, and I would say knowing again, this is my opinion, is knowing why he killed Judith in the first place. But I don't think that's something that'll ever be discovered. I do think, and I'm sort of hoping that we find out exactly how he escaped the sanitarium in 78. We know how he escaped in 2018, exactly how. Um, but we don't know exactly how he escaped in 1978. We don't know how he got out of his room, how he got the rest of the patients out, and why did he get, so that's what I'm hoping, the one thing she reveals. And another thing I'm hoping she has, that character, is notes from Dr. Loomis. I do think we're going to hear more from Dr. Loomis in this, which I'm going to enjoy to death. And I definitely want to get you guys' thoughts on this. Do you guys think we're going to hear more from Dr. Loomis? Are we going to hear how Michael escaped the sanitarium in 1978? I think we are. I mean, because when you're bringing back Remington Winnington again, I thought about a lot about Halloween 1 and 2, and to think, okay, this is only going off the first one, so what's going to be her function coming back now, all these years later? To me, the one main thing would be to explain how Michael exactly got out of the sanitarium. She may have became privy to it. She may have became told about it, just like I'm sure Dr. Loomis was eventually told exactly how he got out. And now it's noteworthy that in the televised version, they do sort of explain somewhat a little better, um, that he was grabbing patients and pushing them out. So I don't know if they'll use that. I'd rather them come up with their own thing. Again, it depends if you watch the certain televised version. There are different televised versions of Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 6. Um, there just are. But, sorry. Well, there's a producer's cut of Halloween 6, sorry. So that's what's most interesting to me in all this, going into all the characters who are coming back from the original. That's the one I'm most curious about. I do still think Tommy's going to be the one who antagonizes Laurie. And by antagonize, I don't mean he's going to torture her or be mean to her. I think he's going to be the straw that sort of stirs the Michael Myers drink. He's going to tell her, remember what I told you when I was a kid? You can't kill the boogeyman. He's not dead. I definitely think Tommy's going to be the one who plants the seeds of doubt before any murder is ever committed. You would think he would. You would think that would definitely be Tommy doing that. I mean, I could see it. Um, I do hope Lindsay has a bigger role than what maybe they have in store for her. I do hope she is around more than just one movie. Tommy, I don't know. It depends what they do with him, really. I mean, outside of, probably him antagonizing Laurie to a degree. I think that's what they'll do, really, is have him, again, antagonize her, that Michael's still alive. Um, I think Tommy's going to see Michael as that supernatural force, that supernatural figure, the boogeyman himself. Which is going to be really an interesting dynamic when you put that up against, Laurie Strode and everything else in the movie. Is Laurie going to honestly think that? I mean, she sort of thought that a little bit in 2018, but she's maybe not as believing about. It's curious, and that's the thing too. It's going to be curious to see who's more obsessed. Is Tommy going to be more obsessive than what Laurie was in the previous film? And what is Laurie Strode's state of mind? A full whatever. I think this movie will take place a year later. So let's say hypothetically a year later. And again, I think the one thing I definitely want to see, the one reaction I'm most anticipating is Nurse Winnington and Laurie Strode. I definitely am anticipating that, and I hope they have something between the two characters. Um, I am wondering. it's funny because Laurie Strode in 2018 called Dr. Sartain, "Oh, you're the new Loomis." So it leads us to believe that Laurie Strode talked to Dr. Loomis, and I wonder what those conversations exactly were if they did. And I'm sort of hoping we get that too in Halloween Kills. So let me know what you guys think we're going to see from each of these characters, or what do you want to see? Um, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.